Hey guys, my name's Jono. I'm a former lawyer turned full-time filmmaker based in Sydney, Australia. In July 2019, I bought my first camera and started on my videography journey with my best friend Jason. At the time, I was working full-time in the corporate world and Jason was studying full-time in law school. And we started this videography journey because we were just looking for a creative side project that we could work on during the weekends. And so we started as complete beginners with no skills, no portfolio, and no experience. But just 5 months later, by December 2019, we were able to attract our first client who paid us $1,500 to film a 3-day event. And many of you guys in this community are in the exact same shoes as us back in July 2019 when we started our videography journey and bought our first camera. You're putting all this work into trying to learn this new skill, and you're wondering to yourself, what's the quickest way to turn the skill into cash? And as someone who is in the exact same position as you only a few short years ago and who has done what you're looking to achieve, here are the 3 steps that I would focus on. Step 1, focus on becoming someone of value. Money is just an exchange of value. So the more value that you can provide, the more money you can potentially earn. And so if you want someone to hand over $1,000 of their hard-earned money, you need to provide the same amount, if not more value in return. And so the first thing that I want you to do is just to reframe your thinking. Instead of focusing on how you can make your first $1,000 with videography, I want you to start thinking about how can I become someone of value? Because if you can become someone of value, you're going to be able to attract that $1,000 eventually down the track. It's going to be inevitable. In our 4 to 5 years of experience making money, creating videos for other people, what clients tend to value is someone who's able to create engaging video content that makes them look good through captivating visuals, is able to communicate their message through effective storytelling, and can help them build a loyal customer base by evoking emotion and connecting it with their brand. When we first got started on our videography journey back in 2019, this was the first video we ever filmed. It was actually with an iPhone. We didn't even have a camera at the time. As you guys can see, these videos were completely trash, and no one in their right mind is going to be willing to pay $1,000 for us to create a video like this for them. And so at the time, the thing that was preventing us from making our first $1,000 with videography was that we lacked the skill. And so when we bought our first camera in July 2019, our initial focus was not on trying to make money. It was on trying to build our skills so that we could become someone of value. In the next 3 months, from August 2019 to November 2019, Jason and I would reach out to local businesses in our area every weekend to organize free portfolio shoots. In those 3 months, we had a ton of fun, but most importantly, during that period, we managed to improve our technical filmmaking skills and our soft skills extremely quickly. We got really familiar with our camera settings. We learned how to capture professional looking footage. We learned how to edit and create an engaging piece of content. And we were able to communicate the value that we're providing to the clients that we're working with on these free portfolio shoots. We were able to showcase this value by sharing and documenting our work online. At the start of our journey, the videos that we were sharing were not that great, but over time, people could see that our skills were improving drastically. In short, we became someone of value, and by sharing our portfolio online through social media, people were able to see that value. And that's why by December 2019, we were able to attract our first paying client through social media who paid us $1,500 to do a video project. That opportunity would never have happened if we didn't focus on becoming someone of value first. Step 2 is to get outside your comfort zone. When I started my first full-time job as a lawyer back in 2019, my boss used to always tell me, Jono, when you get thrown in the deep end, you can either sink or swim. That's the quickest way to learn anything in life. And when it comes to learning any new skill, I've come to realize there's 4 key stages. Number 1 is unconscious incompetence. You're not even aware that this skill even exists, so you lack proficiency in it. Number 2 is conscious incompetence. You're aware of this skill and you've taken the first steps to try to learn it, but you suck. Number 3 is conscious competence. You're starting to get good at this skill, but it still requires a bit of effort. And number 4 is basically the point of mastery, which is unconscious competence, which is basically where performing the skill becomes second nature. You've probably worked in a job where you do a task and you basically perform the task on autopilot because you've done it a million times. That's an example of unconscious competence. And as beginners back in July 2019, we were in this conscious incompetence stage. But by December 2019, when we made our first $1,000 with videography, we had moved up to the conscious competence stage. And if you really think about it, it kind of makes sense. If you're going to pay someone $1,000 to do something for you, I'm sure you'd want to feel confident that that person is competent at the skill that you're hiring them for. And based on our experience, the quickest way to move from the conscious incompetence to the conscious competence stage is by getting outside your comfort zone and start doing shoots that you don't feel ready for. When we first got started on this journey, we were like a lot of other beginner videographers. We went straight to YouTube University. We binge watched YouTube tutorials trying to learn this new skill of videography. Anything from camera settings, equipment, composition, lighting, you name it, we watched it. It was a classic example of information overload. But when we actually tried to take action, something as simple as getting a few practice shots around the home and editing it together to create a video took us ages, like literally 10 hours for a 20-second clip. And this ultimately left us feeling very frustrated and wanting to give up. It wasn't until we found our first mentor, Killian, a really amazing content creator based in Sydney, who took us on one of his shoots, that we gained the confidence to get outside our comfort zone and start organizing free portfolio shoots with local businesses to improve our skills. I remember the feeling before our first ever free portfolio shoot with this Japanese restaurant. On the drive there, I was so nervous I could literally feel my heart sinking into my stomach. But when we rocked up at the restaurant, the owner was extremely welcoming. We didn't try to pretend someone that we weren't. We were honest with him and we told him, hey, we're complete beginners and we're looking to do this shoot to gain some new skills and build our portfolio, and hopefully at the same time capture some really amazing content for your business. And he was really appreciative that we took the time out of our weekend to come help his business. At first, we were kind of lost, but as the shoot went on, we slowly grew in confidence and we ended up having a ton of fun. I remember at the end of the shoot, we even got to try all the food that the chef had prepared for the shoot, and we ended up bonding with all the staff members over lunch. It was a really fun memory and it's something that I still look back on today. And most importantly, this experience taught us the power of getting outside your comfort zone. Because just from doing 1 2-hour shoot, we pretty much moved immediately from the conscious incompetence stage to the conscious competence stage. And it gave us the confidence to eventually charge our first paying client $1,500. And so if you want to make your first $1,000 with videography, find a way to move from this conscious incompetence to the conscious competence stage as quickly as possible. And from our experience, the best way to do that was by getting outside our comfort zone and organizing shoots that we didn't feel ready for. Step 3, learn to package up your services. Unfortunately, the traditional education system teaches us to think like employees. Oftentimes as beginners, when clients ask us how much we charge for video, our first instinct is to tell them an hourly rate like $30 per hour. But when you go eat at a restaurant and you pay for a dish, for example, you don't really care about the amount of time that the chef took to prepare all the ingredients and to cook the dish. You just want to be able to put that food into your mouth. And it's the same thing with videography. Clients are paying you for the end product, the videos. They don't care, for example, about how long it actually took you to edit the video together. And so based on our experience, the quickest way to make your first $1,000 with videography is by learning how to package up your services instead of charging an hourly rate. Learning this skill of packaging up our services has allowed Jason and I to turn this videography side hustle into a multi-six-figure business. It's what allowed us to charge $1,500 for our first ever video project. And the funny thing is, at the time, we were still using a $500 beginner camera and a kit lens. Learning this skill of packaging up our services is what eventually allowed us to start charging $2,500 projects, $5,000 projects, and even $10,000 plus projects as our skills, experience, and portfolio grew over time. And so this was the first video package that we ever sold back in December 2019. A $1,500 event highlight package to cover a 3-day event. What you'll notice is instead of showing just an hourly rate, this package focuses solely on what the client wants to know. How many hours of coverage will they get? How many people will be there? What is the final product that they'll be getting at the end? And how much is it going to cost them? Even to this day, we structure all our video packages using this 3-step system. Number 1 is scope, what we will be doing for the client. Number 2 are the deliverables, what's the end product the client will be getting in terms of the photos and the videos. Number 3 is investment, how much money will the client need to invest into this project. And this has been the number 1 most important skill that has allowed Jason and I to make over $600,000 over the last 4 years with videography. By the way, this slide is actually from our upcoming online course, the Filmmaker Accelerator, where we help you turn your passion for videography into a high income skill. More specifically, it's from our monetization module where we break down specific video projects that we've done in the past and how exactly we managed to secure the project. Because as beginner videographers only a few short years ago, one of our biggest frustrations was seeing other more established videographers and content creators and all the amazing projects that they got to work on. And we just had a bunch of unanswered questions around how did they actually manage to attract the client? What specific package did they sell to them? And how did they actually secure the project? And so in this upcoming online course, the Filmmaker Accelerator, we're going to be breaking down 5 different projects throughout our journey. And so if you're serious about progressing your videography journey, go check out the landing page, link in the description box down below, and sign up to the waitlist to get access to some exclusive bonuses. And so if I was a beginner again, just starting my videography journey and looking to make my first $1,000, these would be the 3 steps that I would focus on. Focus on becoming someone of value. Get outside your comfort zone and move up to the conscious competence stage as quickly as possible and learn how to package up your services. If you take action towards these 3 steps, you will be attracting your first $1,000 with videography in no time. Anyways guys, thank you so much for staying until the very end of this video. Give this video a like to show your support and comment down below if you've made your first $1,000 with videography. Share your win down below with the community. I personally would love to hear about it, and I'm sure the rest of the community would love to hear it and get inspired from your story. Go check out our 6-figure filmmaker starter kit, link in the description box down below. This kit contains the roadmap, all the templates, secrets, and tools that we use to go from complete beginners back in July 2019 to eventually running a multi-6-figure videography business. Go join our free monthly newsletter, The Creative Club, where we share more personal insights on our story and connect with our community. And with that guys, thank you again for watching. I will see you in the next video. Stay focused.